The ceiling fans? They're very attractive.
Yeah, I think something rather important is coming up here.
Neil and Buzz, the President of the United States is in his office now and would like to say a few words to you. Over.
Hello, Neil and Buzz. I'm talking to you by telephone from the Oval Room at the White House.
And you can tell it's real because it looks so fake.
And this certainly has to be the most historic telephone call ever made from the White House.
Because it looks so fake.
Get ready, so get set, so hang on, so buckle up, so sit tight, so strap yourself in, so brace yourself, so keep your eyes open, so fasten your seatbelt, so stick around, so hang on, so get ready. You just have to be ready. Brace yourself. What you're about to see will open your eyes. The surprises never stop, so you better hang on. So get ready, so fasten your seatbelt, so hold on tight, so hang on, so get ready to get ready, and get ready to get real.
The Incredible Hulk will not be presented this evening.
Clickety-click.
Crank up the music. Keep an eye on the back.
This presentation is provided to you to amuse or entertain and not to conform or inform. The content on this channel should not be used to replace professional, financial, medical, or legal advice. All footage taken and used from public sources falls under the fair use of the Digital Millennial Copyright Act of 1998. Therefore, no breach of privacy or copyright has been committed. This show is substantially sourced, not affiliated with any community, club, fraternity, or gang. Your cat may vary. I say, moo. CFM Man public service announcement. Stop blaming things on lazy people. We didn't do anything.
Satellite tracking continues.
Wow. Hey, everybody. It's Friday night, and we made it again. We're on the top side of the soil or the grass, and so pat yourself on the back. You've accomplished at least that. It's a lot going on tonight, of course. It is the Ceiling Fan Man evening, but also there's Halloween going on around the places, and sports ball has got the series going. So the fact that anybody showed up tonight, I'm just very grateful as always. So thank you all for being here. People are rolling in, and let's see. Let me turn on my camera here. Let me grab the. It's not that one.
Clickety click.
Hey everybody, good to be seen by you all. I'm still downstairs in this in the room that I should have straightened up before the show, but I didn't. And I'm working on the borrowed laptop because I still the computer. I tried my best all week long. I did all the suggestions people were telling me about trying to keep the Windows 10 working in some way in a Windows 11 world. Excuse me. And then I even tried to removing a bunch of files from my computer, and that didn't go well. I ended up, look, I grew up with the computers. The first time I ever touched a computer was in high school. So I used to know how to program and code and stuff, but all the new stuff and the RAM and the ROM and the stuff that's going on, I am feeling a little bit older when I'm trying to figure this stuff out. But I do want to mention there, people have sent lovely donations towards that, so I do appreciate that. There is a computer that's gone on sale at one of the big boxes at Costco, and so that's the one we're probably going to get because you have to have a certain amount of RAM, ROM, all that stuff in order to stream properly. And so hopefully, is it laggy? I'm lagged. Yeah. A little bit. Hopefully it doesn't lag too much tonight. I don't have as many tabs, and we'll see what we can get through. And so I apologize. The last few shows have probably been very difficult to get through. But I'm doing the best I can with the equipment that's available to me. And let me tell you, the equipment's pretty damn old.
True. Yep. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Including the person speaking.
That's very true.
So yeah, coming up, turning even older. Thank you, love. Okay. So that's the thing. Hopefully it doesn't lag too much tonight. But the main computer that I usually work off, it's toast. Windows 11 just killed it, and it's gone. I mean, it's there. I can physically see it, but I just can't use it. I could use it, but then how do I incorporate this? I saw that guy's face. I could use it, but then everyone would see a really, really poor show. I tried to get as many of these in as I could at the beginning in case we start lagging, right? Including the tiger. Just a reminder, that's the only place you'll see the vomiting tiger that I know of anyway. So yeah, Wendy, it's toast. It's toast. So I'm trying. I'll hopefully, I don't know how long it takes to get that one in, but as soon as it's in, then we'll work on that. And again, you don't have to donate to the cause. I do appreciate the people that have done so, and also you can also just hit the like button, share, and subscribe. Those things supposedly help the algorithm of the channel, and then I'll get a few more shekels from YouTube because they put the ads on. I'm a monetized channel, and I've tuned it down as much as I can go, and I haven't heard a lot of complaints since then. So hopefully that's good. So okay, it's your weekly dose of sanity. Thank you. And I don't know why that tiger is sick. I really don't. And hey, Ryan's in here, Jeannie. If you happen to see our panther, grab her, and then we'll have a showing tonight. So, and hey, okay, did I catch him? I think I caught everybody, so it's fine so far. Excellent. Okay. Oh, thank you. They're saying I have a nice Jewish tax account costume. I can't even say it. My costume for tonight, since it's Halloween, I have a Jewish tax accountant. I don't know. It's just one of those things. What does this take the weekend? I'll you boot. Okay, I'll look into that, Dennis. I've tried a bunch of different things, so but I think it's just going to have to be for the new computer. But anyways, let's see. What are we going to see? What are we doing here? So yeah, and as far as what's going on there? Got a second chat going on. Oh, that's Rumble. Rumble's working. Hey, Rumble. I'll just say hi to them over there. Dennis and a few others are over there. So thank you for being there. And there we go. Okay. But I can get that up for the computer so we're running a little bit better. So okay. Wait, you're early, now you're late, but I actually officially haven't started, so you're okay. I mean, if you want to be counted as late, I can. So are you tardy? Yeah.
I don't feel tardy. I don't feel tardy.
All right, so there we go. We have the tardies in. Everyone's in their desk. They got they're at their desk. They've got their books opened, and we'll get started. Oh, and somebody mentioned the other day that the camera that I was using off of this laptop made me look heavy, and so I'm sure it's a combination of that camera. I brought my camera from the other one upstairs, so hopefully I look a little slimmer. But it's also probably some of the extra weight I put on. So it's one of those or both. Anyways. Oh, stop it, she says. All right, fine. Marcus has the same camera. Yeah, it adds 10, 20, 30 pounds, just depending. So, okay. Oh, where do we start? Let's get into this. We'll pull up these tabs and we'll have a fun conversation. And for those of you keeping track, I think it's 3-1 Toronto Dodgers and Toronto's up. So I only have an interest in that. Our team was going Seattle, and then they screwed it up at the end. And I get it. A lot of people say it's all scripted. I get it, but it's still fun to watch. I find baseball fun to watch, regardless. The athleticism of the players is pretty crazy on some of the plays that they can make and do. But what was I going to tell you about that? Oh, because they didn't go, but then I grew up in California, and LA was my original team. So they're still fighting it out. And, most likely, yeah, Marcus, I agree. They're probably going to, because they get more advertising revenue if they take it to game 7. And it has been a really close, exciting games that they've had. Excuse me. And I just think that if it is scripted, they're going to let the Blue Jays win because we're in a fight with Canada. So how uncomfortable it would be to have the Canadian team come into the White House. That's what I'm thinking, but who knows? But I disagree, Val. I think that baseball is not boring, but hey, everyone has their own opinions to it. So, but yeah, and I understand. It's all just, what is this? Yeah, I was going to talk about that too. Spoiler, you're getting in. There wasn't much scary space news because of that thing, honestly. I guess we can. Why don't we do that? Why don't we just blow everyone's minds and we'll just get this out of the way? There really isn't much, anyways. So we'll cover this first and get rid of this.
This week in Scary Space News.
All right. So in Scary Space News, this, like, they've been building this thing up. I was so excited. I thought finally we'd have the Project Bluebeam and get the alien invasion, get that over with. And they have been dragging this thing out for so long and making us question, what is it? What is it? What is it? And so it was going behind the sun. And I mean, this thing, I've covered it for so long. It supposedly changed trajectories. It changed color. It started out red, then it was green, and then it was heading toward, when it went by Mars, of course, we had the government shutdown, so we got no pictures of it, shockingly. And then it was heading towards the sun and doing some kind of, what is it called? Perennial event. I don't even know what you call it, but something where it like uses the sun's energy, and it would either blow apart if it was a comet, or it would absorb it and do some kind of Star Trek slingshot thing and then end up towards us. And we were supposed to know by yesterday, or actually the 29th even, excuse me. And we were supposed to know at least by, I think the 29th, what it is. And of course, that date came and went, and try to find something on the internet about it. It's radio silence. Everyone's speculating. They're showing all these different things. None of these have been officially, some of them look like, well, like horseshit. Some of them look like bacteria in a lab. I don't know. I can't find it on here. But it was a big nothing burger. And so hopefully when it comes around the other side of the sun, then, there'll be more information. I don't know. I can't say. I'll let you know as we get farther along that ridiculous psyop to try to pretend space is real, at least in the way they tell us. So I think there's hostile alien probe, and they have all these different things, and none of them, they're all cartoons, just like everything else. Some people say that this was the actual photo of it, but I don't think so. That one seems a little sus to me. And so that's about it. There's really no breaking news on this. So I'll keep you updated as to if there is anything, which lately there is nothing. So enough of that. This one I came across, and if you've all heard this before, then you'll hear it again. But for me, either I didn't remember hearing about this, or this was new information to me. But when you take the word Satan and you minus the T, and you flip the letters around in like one of those little jumbles, you get NASA, right? Which we know in Hebrew means to deceive. And so what do? They always have T minus, right, on their countdown.
15, 12, 11, 6, 2, space station.
Yeah,
NASA is just Satan minus the T. That's why they say T minus when they blast off.
I love it up here. Tonight, Commander Whitson making history with her record for any American. By the time she lands in September, her tally will be 666 days.
666 days in space. The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist.
And what's interesting, when I was waking up to the lies of NASA, my wife came in is a snake's tongue. And I'm like, okay, now you've gone too far. There's no way. And then she showed me this, one of these memes, and I was like, son of a bitch. Yeah. All right. Okay. And the Illuminati says, all right. But yeah, so I thought that was interesting. T minus, truth in plain sight. They just they leave it there to see if anyone figures it out. And yeah, they're all just coincidences, Marcus. You're absolutely right. Yeah. So yeah, Joyce, 666 days and a shed on the ground. Exactly. Oh, I don't think I cover enough of this fake space flat Earth stuff. Kind of got burnt out with it with how I started the whole channel. Maybe I'll go back over it again. But it's interesting. The thing that they said that this meteor or whatever the spaceship was doing behind the sun, there's a name for that. An occultation is an event that occurs when one object is hidden from the observer by another that passes between them. Occultation. I mean, why? Really? You have to go there? Call it occultation? Of course they do. So, yes, Martin, there is no coincidences. I truly understand that now. There are no coincidences. And so there we go. That was it. There wasn't much space news because, like I said, they were all waiting for that comet that never showed up again. So, and you saw, I don't know if you got here late, I played the moon call that Nixon did from the White House in 1969 on his rotary phone. So that should at least tell you it's real, right? And then, of course, there's the moon landing.
What a piece of junk!
She'll make 0.5 past light speed. She may not look like much, but she's got it where it counts, kid. I've made a lot of special modifications myself.
Satellite tracking continues.
Okay. Yeah, we have a second moon. I talked about that last week, I think it was. Yeah, they've said that we have two moons now, and we haven't been to either one. Oh, there. So, all right. Okay, where are we at? Let's go here. So we'll go clickety click, screen share, and here and here, here, and there. Okay. Oops. First. So the fact that it is Halloween here, well, all over. I just thought I'd show. Oh, is there an update? What? Oh, my dog turned on the game. My dog's not watching the show; he's watching the game. Shame on him. I just had to show this because it came across my feed. If I was going to dress up for Halloween, wouldn't this be the one? It's only for a few seconds, right? That's what I'd have. Do you see that one, hon? That's what I have to wear. Yeah. So, all right. So that's it. I don't even know what's going on there. I don't know. There's some really odd ones, but the main one was for the ceiling fan. So, but and I understand. I'm not going to get involved with the whole. Do you know what Halloween really represents? And it's a spiritual battle, and we shouldn't be celebrating that. I get it. If you either know about that stuff, or you can. This one's cute. Or you can go online and watch. There's dozens of videos that'll go over that for you. I just don't feel like this is the channel that I'm going to do that on. So I've really, it's interesting. I've really never changed on how I've discussed things on this channel. I've always just told you how I feel. I've always just told people to here, I can even take this off. Maybe that's bugging some people. Boink, there. I'll throw a skeleton on. I've always just said, you do you, but I'm going to go over the things and explain the things to you that I've seen and information that I've come across, and I'll present it. And then what you all do with it, that's your choice. The information is out there. All you have to do is just let it in.
Information's out there. All you have to do is let it in.
By going all Jehovah's Witness on you. Oh, I don't even know where did it go. Well, it was on there, but I saw it. But yeah, so it's like, oh, here we go. New comments. We'll go down here. Well, it's there we go. This one, no. Which is another funny thing. Think about that. I'm not knocking any one particular group. We're discussing this. The Jehovah's Witness, they will not go around and knock on people's door to ask for candy. So maybe they're just against that whole idea, right? Right? They don't like going around knocking on people's doors. Craziness is going on behind me. Okay, and Alice is happy birthday, and sounds like Connor just showed up here, and Seven of Lucas and Mike Jones, and so a lot of people just rolling in. So thank you for showing up here. Yeah, so 122 lovely souls here. Thank you for being here. And so I'll just real quick, I'll just go over this. I've been doing this for a ridiculous amount of years now, and I've gone through so many different groups. I was thinking one time I could list all the different people that I've done live streams with. It's dozens, and names do you recognize and stuff. And I haven't changed as far as maybe my beliefs. I've gotten stronger because the reason that I even still do this show, or even did to begin with, it started when the nightmares of the lies of the world were getting so bad that I had it in my heart to tell people about it. So I turned the camera on and I started doing videos, and eventually became a live show. And throughout the years, I've done live shows with all different people. And the thing is the one thing that doesn't change is my focus on why I'm doing this. And it's not because it's for fun and I turn it off and then I just go about my day and said, wow, I sure acted well in that. No, this is my experiences. And as I'm learning these things, I'm presenting it to people to let them see it too, because there are forces at work that people don't realize are happening. I didn't either. This is a spiritual battle. Make no mistake about it. That's all this is. That's the whole reason I'm even on air showing these things. And so I'll go through some tabs. I'll show you how ridiculous the real world that we live in is. But I'll also explain to you the reason that we're living like that, the reason that everything is fake and deception and upside down and evil is thought of as good, is because we are living in the little season. This is according to what I feel. There's so much evidence out there that he has control of this world, and as we live through it, that's why the world looks as evil as it does.
Pizza.
But if you turn off the TV, you don't see any of it. If you stop listening to the news, you don't know about any of it. I do this because there are many people that still watch me that don't believe in the things I believe, but they'll still watch me. And so I'll go over the ridiculousness of how crazy it's getting. Doesn't matter if you're left thinking or right thinking, it doesn't matter. It's getting crazy for both. And more people are waking up and going, wow, all those things that these people were talking about for years don't sound so crazy anymore. And so I continue to do it this way. And over the years, I've had many partners and I've had many panels that I've been on and people I've talked to. And the one thing that doesn't change for me is it all ends up being about a spiritual battle and finding out the truth, the way, and the life through Jesus. And I'm not saying that to be religious. I'm saying that because I discovered that's where the truth lies. And the more that you ignore that, or the more that you fight that, the harder it is going to be for you to understand the finalization of this. You know, you can learn about flat Earth, but that's just one piece of the puzzle. You can learn about Mandela effect. That's just one piece of the puzzle. Don't stop and just stay there your whole life. You know, the evidence I shown about how things look melted and giant trees that have been cut down and fossilized giants and bones and stuff. Like, don't just stop there. Don't make that your entire existence. You have to explain why this is happening. You know, if things were melted down and destroyed, why did it happen? And so that's what I have not stopped doing. And some people feel slighted by that, but that's not my intention. My intention is just to continue to do the show this way. If I can have other people on, I'll do my best to do that. It does make my job way easier when I have someone to talk to. But other than that, the only person that I 100% agree with their message is myself. And so I'll just continue to do this show the way that I see it. And please, everyone, just don't get caught up. It's just YouTube. In the end of the day, if the power is off, the internet is off, it goes away. So ranches don't really mean anything, and any of that. None of that means anything. It's all just, it's here for, what do they say? Entertainment purposes only. So, okay. Now, back to what we were discussing. We were talking about All Hallows Eve, and let's see, which is obviously one of the biggest occultic days. You know, if however they use the negative energy, they're using it tonight. So just the best thing I can recommend to you is to armor up and pray for protection. That's what the Holy Spirit is here for. And God and Jesus, they'll protect you from any of these demonic forces. Just ask for it, and it'll be given to you. I do that every night before I start a show. And finally, once again, you cannot tell what's real and what's fake. I've shown different versions of J.D. Vance and how the internet has messed with his face and stuff and made him look fake. And I came across this because it's Halloween. Was ready to click off of it because figured it was some kind of weird AI thing. No, this one's real.
Happy Halloween, kids. And remember, say thank you.
That is on the actual website or Twitter feed of the Vice President of the United States. Do you see? It's all just a joke. We're still through. It's just a joke. It's a complete joke. Look, Vice President J.D. Vance. That's his official Twitter feed. Yeah, Peter Thiel is sponsoring him for sure. Sponsoring everyone now, I guess, is the deal that Trump cut. And then I thought I'd go over this really quick for those of you that don't understand what's going on with this, which nobody does. This is a bunch of people at an In-N-Out, and they're all get their phone ready. And they're waiting for the guy to call out the order. When I was growing up, the big numbers was 420, right? And if you don't know, you know. And 69, that was another one. But the new generation, their number is we're waiting for the college 7. Anyway. Now, there's a bunch of people sitting at home like I was going, what in the heck are they doing? Okay. So I'll give you the quickest old person's breakdown to let you understand what's happening. So 6-7 became this viral thing because it's kind of like saying how the Mandela Effect name come about. There's a song where it's mentioned, then they talk about basketball players' height. Regardless, the basic meaning of 6-7, and you say it by like you're juggling things. I don't know what things, but you go 6-7. And it became this viral thing where kids were doing it at school and then people were online. It was constant. And when you look up what does 6-7 mean, it actually doesn't mean anything. The actual definition is nothing. So why am I bringing this up other than it's kind of, I think it's cute or fun that the kids are doing this. I mean, it's harmless fun, okay? But what I found interesting is it became the word of the month or the word of the year maybe in dictionary.com. And the funny thing about it is it doesn't mean anything, and it's not even a word. It's two numbers. So that's how far gone we are in idiocracy. One of the words of the year or whatever is not even a word, it's numbers. So there. Yes, idiocracy has arrived. Exactly. So that's why I thought I'd go over that with you. In case you come across 6-7, what does that mean? You'll realize it means nothing. And so it's just some silly thing going on. Okay. Next. I thought this was interesting. The idea that the German people were normal people, then one day they went absolutely crazy and started randomly hating on people, certain people, chosen people, for no good reason. And then they calmed down and now they're normal again. I mean, that's the narrative, right? That's the narrative they've told us. So it's an interesting look at that, I feel. Interesting take on it from Frogwave. So, all right, enough of that. And then we definitely should say a prayer. I don't actually know what's going on in Jamaica. The devastation looks horrific. But at the same time, they wanted to make sure it's all over everyone's feed that it's supposed to be a smart city. And you know, when you go down the list, like Paradise, California, and Maui, and there's some others I'm forgetting right now that all have become or looking to become smart cities. It's just, I don't know what to say about it. It's beyond coincidental, but at the same time, they want us to see these stories. You know, I go back to that one that movie that Nicolas Cage was in called Snake Eyes, and the person that gets shot in it had the same name, Charlie Kirk or something like that, and he was shot in the same place. But at the same time, I say, who figured this out? Because nobody I know of even knew of that movie, and the fact that whoever this person was or persons knew of that movie, also knew that the character's name was the same, and it was on the same day as the Charlie Kirk one. And I mean, like, the odds that somebody would remember that ridiculous thing from like what it was 30 years ago, to me is very limited, if not any. So they wanted that story out there, just like they want this story out there about these smart cities. So, but I don't know what's going on. And New York apparently is flooded right now, and they don't explain why. And every time you talk, like if I start talking about how there's geoengineering and there's weather modification and it's weather warfare, then I get that little thing on there about, I don't know, how I'm wrong from YouTube. Climate change is real and this kind of things. Anyways. So I don't know what's going on, but this hurricane was crazy because it was like the strongest one ever recorded, and yet they flew a plane into it, and you got to see from inside of it. Just so much of it just didn't make any sense to me, like the rest of this world seems to be. So, all right, what's this? Oh, and then, of course, you got to get your 33 in there. Trump ordered the Pentagon to restart nuclear weapon testing on an equal basis with other countries after a 33-year halt. There's your coincidence once again. Oh, is there still a comment? Let's see. Sorry. Goodness. Where is it? There. Thanks, Trish. Okay. We'll go back here. That was ridiculous. Okay, so we got that. Where was my wife? Why didn't she mention that? I just did. I said, where were you? Why didn't you mention there was a comment on the screen? Exactly.
Someone should get fired over this, right?
No, I know I can't fire you. I can't. And now I was going to ask you for a heat up and coffee. That's awkward. May I, though? May I have a little more coffee? I will not fire you. You guys all remember when Joe Biden did Halloween?
Mutual of Omaha's.
Wrong button. Never mind. Not there. And of course, Trump, he's like a spoiled child. You tell him he has bad behavior and he repeats it. It was last presidency. one of those kids dressed as a minion, and he put the candy bars on his head, and everyone made a comment about it. So now there's a kid that walked by in a lamp, and he put it on his head again, because he's Trump, and he's a troll, and he's funny. Thank you, hon. And I will never fire you. You're the best assistant I've ever had.
Boom, baby.
Okay. All right. Let's go back. Where are we? Clickety click. Let's see. Here. Whoops. That's the wrong button. Here's the button. We want this button and that one. And clickety click here. Okay. And okay. And here's the thing. I obviously don't know everything. Not even close. Not even close. And I do believe in the Mandela effect. I know that's happening. There are some things in life I just didn't know about, and so that's not a Mandela effect. And there are other things in life that are obvious. I can't tell you what this is other than probably one of the most bizarre stories I've ever heard. So buckle in. Get ready. Listen to this.
What is the most incredible piece of treasure in the John F. Kennedy Presidential Library? It's the coconut. If you don't know the story, in 1943, JFK is commanding a PT boat and a Japanese destroyer just runs them over and rips the boat in half. 2 of his crew, the other 11 bob up, one's not doing great. And so Kennedy, despite being wounded, grabs the strap of this guy's life jacket, clamps it in his teeth, and they swim for 2 miles until they finally get to a deserted island. There, without food, they survive on coconut rinds and rainwater. He luckily grew up on the Cape, and so he's a great swimmer, and he starts swimming around the nearby islands, foraging for food, manages to find a couple of small provisions. But finally, after 4 days, there are 2 native scouts named Byuku Gasa and Eromi Kumana who find him and say, there's an ally base down the road. He says, I need to send a message. They say, how? And he carves into the coconut. The native pilot knows our position. There are 11 still alive. I need a small boat. And that is how John F. Kennedy is rescued after his family had been told he had not survived. What is the most incredible?
Has anyone else heard this? Or have you gone to the JFK Museum and seen the coconut? There it is. Good night, everyone. When he says it's horseshit. Yeah. Isn't that something? So there you go. Had no idea. He's so amazing. And his son is apparently still alive, named Vincent Fusca, right? So anyways, here we go. I don't know if that's Mandela or if that's just the news story they invented, but Val, you think it's pretty credible. Seems true, says Clay. Yeah, oh, sorry for the story, but yeah. So Bruce is here, Jeannie. Yeah, he's I see him. Yeah. So what is this? The island called Valhalla. Exactly. All right, you called on Valhalla. We have to call on Valhalla.
Lastly, to my friend Charlie Kirk. Rest now, brother. We have the watch, and I'll see you in Valhalla.
So what happens when you call on the power of Valhalla? So, all right, okay. So there we go. We got a coconut, saved everyone's life. And then this one, for those of you that don't believe in the Bible, I agree to disagree. Hopefully one day you'll see what we're all talking about, that it actually has it's true. It's true. And there's a story in there, of course, about John the Baptist, and he had his head removed from his body and brought to the king on a charger, which is a giant dinner plate, and they have it. Now, I don't know what's going on, but in this timeline that we're in, suddenly All these things are appearing that I didn't realize they had. When I was starting to read the Bible and just trying to, understand it, it would have been way easier if I had already known that these things existed. I already showed you a few weeks back that they found the nails that they used to nail up Jesus. They found parts of his cross. They have his thorny crown. They have not just the shroud of Turin, but then some other covering they had on Jesus. I mean, they have all these artifacts and stuff that just suddenly appeared that I didn't even know existed, including the head of John the Baptist. Is this great? Yeah, it's nuts. Adrian, it's nuts. Yeah, it's new. So there you go. Yeah, it's quite craftsmanship on that, isn't it, KK? But what is going on here? Like, I don't know. It's so bizarre how all these things just keep showing up. So there you go. They have the skull of John the Baptist, apparently. So, and then I don't know if you're hearing about all the layoffs. Amazon, they laid off. Well, it started with 30,000, I think. Yeah, they began with losing 30,000 jobs, and now they've got 750,000 robots that will eventually replace more than 100,000 jobs. There's the robots, and so it's whatever it is. It's already happening. We're waiting for the takeover. We're watching the beginnings of the beast system. If we're in the Terminator movies, this is the beginning. So it'll happen. It's just they're slowly rolling it out to let us see it happen in lifetime. This is an actual billboard in San Francisco. The company's Artisan, which is an AI company, and it just says "Stop hiring humans. The era of AI employees is here." So nothing to see there. Yeah, what could go wrong, John? Nothing. So, and then this was, I thought, one of the most well laid out ways of what's happening in the housing market, because the housing market's gone crazy right now. It's near impossible to buy a house.
A few weeks ago, allegedly, BlackRock just bought 50,000 homes at $300,000 each, then sold 3 to themselves for $700K. Your neighbor's value just doubled overnight, and you can't afford to live there anymore. They're stealing the American dream because BlackRock, step one, how they do this, they identify middle-class neighborhoods with growth potential, right? Step 2, they buy hundreds of homes in cash, 20 to 30% above asking price. Imagine being that guy, putting your shit on listing, and it's like, oh no, we'll buy it for 30% more. I ain't saying no to that. I'm out that neighborhood. Imagine the HOA screwing you over, and you're like, I'm out of here. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, peace. Step 3, regular families can't compete with unlimited corporate cash. Why? Because step 4, once they control enough inventory, they sell a few homes to shell companies that they already own. Step 5, those inflated sale prices become the new market rate. Step 6, your property taxes, and this is where it gets crazy, your property taxes triple based on these fake sales. So the family that saved for 10 years to buy their first home, outbid by a corporation with infinite money. The elderly couple who owned their home for 40 years, forced out by property taxes they can't afford. Meanwhile, and this is where all the good money comes in for them, BlackRock rents these homes back to the same families they priced out. The rent is $2,500 monthly. The former mortgage payment would have been $1,800. They created the problem.
All right, real estate agents, question for you.
So anything of that. They create the problem and they give you the solution. The solution is you're paying more to rent the house that you used to own. And I've seen this happening. Our taxes have tripled out here in Washington. Property taxes tripled. Everything keeps going up in the and the licensing and your car registration, they keep going up. They're pricing us out of everything. That's the thing. This new world order, they kept beating that drum. You'll own nothing and be happy. And so one of the ways is to force a family out is, if you stop paying your property tax, they take your house. So you actually didn't actually own it. You just thought you did. So, yeah, this is a real problem. I think they said right now there's 500,000 more homes for sale than there are buyers right now. And so You add that with the stock market. I don't know if you've been keeping up on that, but a lot of the companies, the majority of the companies are actually showing negative numbers. I know Chipotle just like crashed like 50% or something because they said nobody's eating out anymore. In the meantime, you look at the stock market, it looks like it's doing well because, I don't know, a handful, maybe 10 or so companies that are all mostly AI are trading in ridiculous amounts of money. I think there's an AI IPO that's going to come out in the trillions for an IPO. So they're playing around with fake money and really blowing the bubble up on the stock market. So the housing market's in a scary state, and the stock market's in a scary state, and the dollar's being devalued, and I don't know. Where's it all going? It's hard to say. All I can say is to best prepare yourself. Try to, if you have any money, have it like moved around to different things. Because it seems like if you have it in stocks, they could go tomorrow and disappear. Crypto, I don't even understand what holds that up. Just smoke and mirrors. And so that could go away at any moment. And even if you had, there's some people that are blessed to have a bunch of crypto, but what do you do with it? Like, I don't think you can buy a house or a car with it. Eventually, you have to convert it to something, cash, and you lose money there too. And the people that thought it can't be traced or tracked, well, they realized that was all BS because the government was taking people's money. In one country, they just took everyone's crypto. So none of that's true. It's all traced and tracked, everything you do. We're not becoming a police state. We're already there. The Ring doorbell camera now has AI, what do you call it, facial retina technology. So they can do facial recognition and retina recognition, because that's what you need on your Ring doorbell camera, right? So, we're already there, and that we're paying for our own enslavement. I can't tell you a different solution. I'm just telling you what's happening. I'm just here reporting the news. I'm not creating. To me, some of the most important news is this gal, the wife of Marcone. It says on her official government website that she's a man named Jean Michel. So like a week before, she went to some courtroom and showed her vajayjay to prove she was a woman. And obviously that wasn't enough now because this story's out. So I'll keep you updated on this important news. That's why we're here. Meanwhile, we live long enough to, where to go? We live long enough to see the UK get colonized. So apparently Qatar's royal family now owns more property in London than King Charles. So there you go. And speaking of crowns, first of all, in the Louvre, they lost the crown to France, and then they found it like broken up. They didn't explain how badly in an alley, and a whole bunch of gems are still missing. They've cleared George Clooney and Brad Pitt, so they weren't involved, but they still don't know. I think they got one guy, but we don't know more about that. And I'll keep you up to date on that as that story progresses, because it's so important. And yeah, all right, what's next? Don't put that in your mouth. Don't put what in your mouth. What episode is the Muppets is this from? Yeah, I don't know. And this one, see, we're already on repeat. I covered a story where they had a bunch of monkeys escape from Devon Island. I'd actually show it to you, but it's on the computer up there that's not working. But they had a bunch of monkeys escape from Devon Island with diseases and stuff, because that's where they supposedly, like, they mess with monkeys and inject them with things, and sounds like what they do to us, and then they have them live on this island and see what happens to them. Well, so there's a truck hauling monkeys, and these monkeys were infected with, what a cocktail, hepatitis C, COVID, and herpes. Is that everyone? My wife with the zinger out there. Is that? Oh, I can't even find the buttons. Is everyone? Everyone! That's a good one. So yeah. So these monkeys, they actually on this time only one monkey escaped allegedly. But then as soon as the story hit and it started going viral, um, they came out with a retraction saying, "Oh no, the monkeys, there were no monkeys that had any kind of infection and everything's fine. I think there's now 3 that are still missing, but no health risk to the public whatsoever." So, yeah. It's always the monkeys. Exactly. It is a rerun. Gabby, it's a rerun. Totally. Hey, Algo. Good to see you, man. So, yeah, Algo's here. And Christy, I agree. I'm tired of working my life away and nothing to show for it. But I always say this: you're blessed if you have food in your belly and a roof over your head. Then that's 2 amazing blessings. If you happen to have family or loved ones around you, that's an incredible blessing. Not everyone gets those 3. So if you have any one of those, then you're doing good. So okay, so enough with the. And then, not to go back over this gal, Katy Perry, she did a concert where she had a recycled outfit that she, of course, over her boobs, she some kind of liquid out of it. But that's not why I was showing this because she always has these eye glitch moments. And she has one right here. Watch that eye. The left there. And she has to shake it back. Like, that's not the first time she's glitched out that eye. Someone want to tell me what's going on there? So, anyway, maybe nobody will know what's going on there. Who knows? She needs an eye wrangler, Joy. I don't know why she's making that face, Marcus. I don't know why she does any of the things that she does, honestly. Gabby says she's a glutton for bad attention. Probably. Yeah, they're bots. Like, what was it, James Bond, or what was the other one, the Austin Powers movie? Yeah, because that's just so weird. What that eye doesn't have, she has to shake it back into her head, like one of those old creepy dolls that the eye got stuck, and you shake it and it pops back up. So there's so many glitches on her. It's hard to tell. I don't know what's going on. Yeah. Nate says, Nod says, I don't know what's going on, but run. Exactly. So, and then this, I had to double check and triple check that it wasn't a joke. I mean, it is a joke, but this is supposedly true. This is, again, how far down the rabbit hole of clown world we've gotten to. Holocaust victim Anne Frank is reimagined as a pansexual Latina with a non-binary lover and a neurodiverse family in a controversial New York City musical. I have nothing to say about this other than I can't believe this is how far it's gone. How much farther does it go? Because this is absolutely insanity. So, yeah, Joe, you want me to read it again? Holocaust victim Anne Frank reimagined as a pansexual Latina with a non-binary lover, neurodiverse family, and a controversial New York City musical. Where's this? There we go.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
Yeah, it does seem more fake than real, but yeah, that's supposedly the real story. Meanwhile, you want more proof that we're in Satan's little season? This went down. This is the Tel Aviv fashion show. So it opened with the former hostages walking along the runway, accompanied by a live opera chorus, and then some of the most famous designers, including this guy, Baphomet. Oh, you wear Baphomet so nice. I don't really, at this point, it's shocking to me that people can't see this, but maybe it's just because it's so over the top. They think it's all just for entertainment or something, but I don't know. Yeah, the hostages really needed a fashion show, right? That's what you want when you get released from captivity, is a Baphomet hostage presentation. So, yeah, nothing to see here. Move along. And then you go, well, it's just there. No, it's everywhere.
Talk about Jesus.
This is in children's programming. You know, you got the word Illuminati here, and let's see, you can make that less as big as it goes. I mean, it's everywhere. I don't even know what some of these shows are. You got your Illuminati one eye. You got sex in cartoons. And why do they keep using that number for everything? Hey, Arnold's doing the trip sixes. What is this one? Oh, he's doing the two eyes because he's the owl. Okay. Of course, Dora gets involved. I don't know what that is. Squidward, maybe? SpongeBob. Oh, okay. Pyramid on the corner. I'm trying to see what these different things are. Oh, that one's pretty easy. So, yeah. So this one is interesting. You've seen this cartoon. It's pretty famous. In the eye chart, if you read it, it says, ask about Illuminati. And these cartoons are like, what, in the 30s or something. Like, there's nothing new under the sun. This has been going on forever. We've just never noticed it. But once you start to read the symbols and see the signs, you can't miss it. It's everywhere. It's in everything. So it's just this slow burn. And that's why I say, how do you prove we're in Satan's little season? Because everything is about him. You know, where are the things about God and stuff? No, it's all just about this dude. That's all you see, the heroes. It comes from there. Oh, and this goes back to, I forget who it was that said that about Peter Thiel and Plantaire. And hang on, what are you doing? You can't do that. Scratch right next to me. Saying that they're all owned by the Peter Thiel, whatever. Yeah, look, this is the new face of truth, right? In fact, she had another post today. I think it said she learned some dark secrets that happened to Charlie Kirk, and she's going to go live and tell everyone. She keeps getting fed all this new information that nobody's ever seen before, and she's going to break the lid off of everything. Meanwhile, go to oracle.com/Candace. Shoot. So, okay. And this, I don't know if you've seen this, but nothing says you're a grieving widow like stretched tight leather pants and embraces that leave no room for the Holy Spirit. That's what they used to say. If you're dancing, you got to leave some little room for the Holy Spirit. There ain't no room in here. And I got news for you. I can't imagine anyone doing this move if they're not intimate with each other. I'm just saying, that's not how you hug a good friend that's consoling you. And there's another picture, he's even lower on his hands. And why do they want us to see this? Because it's so obvious, it's out there. They're showing it. I've seen them where they've clipped them and made them into the, what was that concert? Coldplay. Remember when they caught the CEO? And I've seen them in that now. I mean, AI's having fun with this. But it's like they wanted us to see this. And there's nothing, I mean, everyone grieves their own way, I guess. But this is no bueno, you know. I would not like to look down from heaven if that's my chance of going there and seeing this going on. Like, what the hell? So, anyways, this is what's that? Anna Banana, that is your Vice President, J.D. Vance, holding on to Charlie Kirk's widow because she's so distraught. And then they made out right after this. I don't know. But yeah, so there you go. Clown show. Clown show. Another one of these Illuminati cards came true. I don't know if anyone noticed. They all seem to come true. So, did you see that card come true, Gene? Oh, it hasn't shown up there. You're on delay. Yeah. And that's something. They all come true eventually. Seems like it. There's that. And then, of course, there's the ballroom, BAAL, ballroom, which is being built onto the east wing. And I don't know if I showed this last week. I thought it was hilarious. Hillary types in, it's not his house, it's your house. He's destroying it. And then he says they may name it the Monica Lewinsky Ballroom. I think I did show that last week. But I brought this up again because in solidarity with Trump, MAGA supporters are now demolishing the east side of their homes. So that's happening. No, it's not. But I found this interesting. You know, they say and I'm not saying he's the Antichrist, but he's part of the whole spirit, it seems. And he said he showed the plans to his ballroom. And let's see, make this larger. It's just like Solomon's Temple, very similar plans. So I thought that was an interesting comparison. But yeah, so, and then this person. All the talk of the ballroom service, the wealthy as the rest of us continue to pay more for healthcare and basic essentials, makes me think of this political cartoon from 1906. So, oops, let's see this a lot smaller so you can see it. So yeah, there's us, and that's the fancy people of the ballroom. And you know, they're saying, oh, well, it's $300 million and it's coming from other people, it's not coming from your taxes. I say BS. And it's a ballroom that none of us will ever get to go to. It's for them. It's for their parties and their elite things, whatever they do. We're not invited. We're not part of the group. Never have been. So, Trump's $300 million ballroom got approved with a budget of $300 million for 90,000 square feet, which is a cost, of course, of $3,333.33 per square feet, and can hold 999 people, which is 666 inverted. I mean, how many more proofs do we need that we're in a little season? Everything is about these numbers and Satan. Everything. It's just constant in your face. It's constant. And I thought this was interesting because this is proof. Wait, is it this? Yeah. I like to run things through Grok now just to see what it says. And so I asked Grok this because I've heard some of these, but not all of them. I went and looked them up myself because that's what you should do. You shouldn't trust yourself to AI or any of these machines. Why? Because MAGA is the Satanic Church's highest degree title, and it also is the name of Set's son, which is one of the destructive gods. And these are true. Then I looked into this. It means witch in Latin, sorceress in Italian, evil, wicked, calamity, disaster in Japanese, sleep in Estonian, lies in Zulu, dragon in Sun Denise, sucker or easily fooled idiot in Nigeria. And so when I ran this through Grok, guess what it said? Grok said, yeah, all of these are correct. I can't confirm these two, which is absolutely ludicrous because it doesn't take but about a 30-second, what do you call it? Look through the internet to find them, and Grok couldn't find them, and it's supposed to be AI. It's such a joke. I mean, it does. They lie to you, and they tell you the information they want you to know, and the rest of it they won't tell you. Let's see. See if I can find it in church. There you go. Grok couldn't find this. Clickety click. So of course, you know, where all good information comes from now is Wikipedia. See, Church of Satan. You got your symbol there. And you scroll all the way down here. Where'd it go? Promotion to a higher degree is by invitation only. Members of the third and fifth degree constitute priesthood and may be addressed as reverend. All the titles of magister and magistra and magus and maga are more often used when referring to members of the fourth and fifth degrees, respectively. So it's right there. And you can put in, let's see if we have some, son of Set. Let's see. Is it on here? Let's see. Well, I have to look for it, but it's on here too. You can do the same thing, and you can find MAGA there also. So the fact that Grok told me that these two are incorrect, it just basically lied to me. So I'm bringing this up mainly because I want people to see that, you know, as this next generation is going through, that's all they're using is they're using Grok or they're using ChatGPT or whatever AI source there is. I mean, what's his name? John Connor is rolling in his imaginary grave right now because they warned us that this is going to be the takeover, and we're just allowing it to happen. We're using. He's actually got a new Wikipedia called Grokopedia. So can't make this shit up. It's just happening. And then I've talked about this, but you got to be careful. I can't even mention these words. Just like in 2020, I couldn't talk about the original thing that they were doing to us. There's a new one coming out to help fight the big C. And I talked about this before. The fact that I got a, like, YouTube sends out things. Here's the things you shouldn't say anymore. And on the list was the big C and misinformation on it. And I started looking into, I think it was Biden and Harris. They came out with some kind of project that was, Operation Moonshot. See, they joke about the moonshot to try to come up with the next new cure shot, and this one's going to be for the big C. And so, just like the police state that I said that we're all going into, and we're doing it to ourselves. We're buying our own cameras, and we're doing everything to help maintain our safeness. The same thing with this. You know, people are upset. Oh, you're not going to get me to take that other thing anymore. Okay, but then they're going to come out with a new carrot and say, hey, we can cure the big C if you take this one, and people are going to do it. And so all I can do is to sit here, put out the information, and pray that people hear it and make the right decisions, because that's all we can do. At the end of the day,
there are no experts.
Okay. Oh, dear Lord, 140 people here. God bless you all. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to hit the like button if you are so inclined. Okay, so what's next? Let's go back up into here. Okay, click. All right. Any sighting of the Black Panther? No. And the game's still 3-1. Hopefully the Dodgers will win this one. We talked about this last week, and then suddenly this appeared on my news feed, which I thought was pretty coincidental. But this is what they tell you that was happening in the Wild West. And you go out to dinner and you pack your 6-shooter on your side, and if somebody looked at you funny, you had every right to just shoot them in the bar, and then people would continue drinking and eating. They'd drag the dead body outside. So, or they go out to the street and they'd have a shootout, Then you go back in and finish your dinner. That's what they told us. Meanwhile, this is what they were building back then. This is the reality. Where's the Wild West? Where's the horse and buggy and the dirty houses and stuff? Oh, and then they're showing destruction. Because that's the other lie of this world, is that for all these wonderful, great cities, they all had fires, like ridiculous fires. Cow kicks over a lamp, monkey knocks over a lamp. That's true. Springfield, they said that. And then they get burned down, like brick and stone and stuff burned down. These immaculate buildings that we can't even explain how they built them or why they built them. What's the purpose of this? Building this so huge. Look at the size of the people. Like, that's a car. The person's going to be like this big. And the streets are empty and they're not even finished. Look at these things. Why aren't we still building like this? Where did the technology go? We've never questioned it. Well, damn it, I'm questioning it. I'm sick of this. Someone explain this to me. Why in Sioux City, USA in 1890, they built this? For what purpose? For the 200 people that live near here? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. And we just accepted it because we've grown up in the society where a smarter person figured it out before me. And the lie is so huge, you don't notice it and you don't question it. You look at these, and for like the World's Fair and stuff. These are temporary structures. It's insanity. And no one will explain it. Mainstream doesn't explain it. And they usually have it because somebody won a contest. And how did they have so many different people back in the day that were so good at architecture? And when you look at this picture, and my wife and I were blessed one year to actually go to Venice and see this. But no, this isn't Venice. This is not Paris. It's Omaha, Nebraska in 1898. Now, someone make that make sense. Omaha, Nebraska. But they, you know, as temporary structures, and they tore it all down. Because why? To put up stupid boxes that we have now that get blown over in the smallest amount of wind? Makes no sense. Yeah, Missouri might be Egypt, Marcus. Yeah. Yeah. Look at the height of these buildings. For who? Why were they so big? Why were they so huge? There's not that many people back then. I'll have more cafe if there is any. So what is with this? What's with these Egyptian hieroglyphics on the side of this building in Chicago? For what reason? For what purpose? Because the architect was really into ancient Egyptian art. And let's not go past this gigantic doorway that most likely goes into the ground too. Like, who's walking into that? Giants, I tell you. Giants. As I get my coffee fix. Thank you, honey. I would never fire you. Look how tall that is. It's insanity. Oh, but they had lots of resources back then, CFM, and they had giant donkeys and horses and pulley systems, and they were able to do all this. Like, at some point, the people that say that to me to try and prove me wrong, at some point they've got to realize that it's how stupid that sounds. I mean, how stupid does that sound? That a giant horse and a pulley system. Don't forget, here's a human being. Maybe is this tall down here. Let's see. Yeah, that's street level. So right there. How many horses did you need to build this? And for what reason? Flying cranes. So what's next? Yeah, this is a good eye for my friends in Australia. Here, I won't put the whole thing, but I can find it. There you go.
Crikey! It's news for Australians, mate. Good eye. Here's your news straight from Australia.
That's clickety click. 1892. This was a post office in Australia, and that's only maybe like, I don't know, 30, 40 years after the prisoners got there. So who's building this? The prisoners? Were they really good architects? And how many really good architects did they send over to Australia so they could make these things? I mean, again, the size of a human's like down here. And the other thing that's missing is humans. Why build such a huge thing? Makes no sense. It's nonsense, is what it is. Where's my guy?
That makes no sense.
That makes no sense.
Like, what are they building these for? 1800s. Let's see. Go this way. I can make the screen larger. Let's see. Yeah. Look at this building. Look at that. And for what? Was there like 30 people here? I don't know. 50? 100? How many could possibly be there? For this thing? And you notice the tops of these buildings, they're not like the ones we have today, where it's just flat and boring. They've got spires, they've got domes and spires on domes, and just craziness to these things. And we're just supposed to just take it that we're smarter now. Then why are we not building these things anymore? Look at this. They didn't even finish the roads, but they managed to put in this monstrosity of a building for the dozen people that walk this street. And you can see it's not alone. These buildings are huge back here, and it goes on this side of the street too. For what purpose? Oh, I have to get over here real quick and say thank you to one of these. Wendy, thank you very much. God bless you. I appreciate all the support you've given me over the time that we've known each other, and for all the other people too that have supported me. Thank you. It's all going into the new computer. So I can get off of this thing, this borrowed laptop. I need to get up there with my 2-screen, and I can see what I'm doing, and I can get jiggy with it, as the kids say. So, okay. Where are we at here? Yeah, all those buildings are built, and there's no government debt back then. Shocking. So, what is this? The Empire State built in a year. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. It does not. And if you buy that, they'll throw in the Golden Gate Bridge for free. Like it. Okay, so let's go back here. Where were we? Let's see. Clickety click. Share screen. We're doing pretty good tonight. No glitches and stuff. It's a little more difficult on the presenter, but doing okay for the audience at least. So there's that, and that was of course demolished because they don't want you seeing the old world buildings, because they can't explain how they were made either. So this is Portugal now, and in 1850 they built this for this guy, I guess. I mean, literally, there's no one here. What the size of this? What is it even? I don't even know. They'll probably call it a post office or something, but it's insane the amount of workmanship and materials that go into this. They must have killed a bunch of horses to build this, right? Then, of course, you've got the Jewish spectacular Romance of a People, to be presented tonight under the sponsorship of the Tribune. The cast and pageant show on a monster in Soldiers Field during rehearsal yesterday. The second performance tonight in tribute to the thousands who could not attend on Monday night and witness it. The spectacle tonight will be popular prices of 50 cents and 25 cents. Tickets will be placed in the tribute. Nothing to see here, just something I've been telling you all along. That's not the Star of David. That's the Star of Moloch. That guy right there. So they're presenting this as during the time of the 10 Commandments, when Moses goes up on the mountain and he's getting the rules, so these people start listening. While he's up there, they somehow create a golden calf in the middle of the desert. And if you ask Aaron, Moses' brother, he literally says he took all the gold and he threw it in the fire and out came a calf. And that doesn't make any sense either, but that's his story, so we'll go with it. And I find it interesting that they got this star up here. And you could, again, look into this. This is the Star of Moloch. That is Moloch. Do I have to say anything more? Do you want me to get taken down? Figure it out. Do the math. There's a passage in Revelation where God says that there's going to be people that are pretending to be other people. A dude playing another dude, right? Isn't that how that goes in that Tropic Thunder? And they're not real, and they're actually the Church of Satan. And you'll know them because it'll show you the Star of Remphan or Moloch. God said it in the Bible. That's why you need to read it. There's some cool history in there that kind of tells you what's going on with your present things happening in this world. And Marcus, I'm not going to get into the mullet conversation, but I'll tell you something. I would accept a mullet on a guy before I would accept a one of those twist tie things, what they call them, the what are those tails? Man buns. Hopefully I don't have any man buns in my fans, but oh, well, he brought it up. It's Marcus's fault, not me. Yes, 16 Alpha, we're doomed. We are doomed. The Star of Mullet. Okay, and I'm banana. Anyways, moving on from the hair topics. Yeah, here's the World's Fair 1915. And the reason I showed you that last clip or picture is because look what they're doing. First of all, this is a temporary structure, if you can believe that. This is all torn down. It was temporary. I guess this whole gondola area and water system and all that was all just temporary for the World's Fairs. Why don't we still have World's Fairs? Because we've already gone through the population and don't have to repopulate anywhere, I guess. But what's going on here? I mean, once again, they just put it in plain sight. They're little rituals. And I don't know. As my friend Steven says, it's no bueno, whatever this is. So, some kind of ritual going on in this temporary structure. Look how temporary that structure looks. That's why they had to tear it down right after the World's Fair. Look at that. None of this is there anymore. Maybe there's a building or so, but most of it's all gone. So, there you go. It's all just temporary, just for the World's Fair. And how did people showed up to this World's Fair, and like how did they get there, and how long did they stay, and where did they stay? Right? Was there hotel stuff set up around there? Like, how did this all happen? Where were the bathrooms? Who was changing the light bulbs when you could see things at night? Where do they keep all the light bulbs? And this is what they give us, this ridiculous narrative. This is a train station. This is the post office. This is a town hall, and this is a bank. Make it make sense. And there's no people in any of these photos, very few, for the size of these buildings. Construction begins in 1837, filling in 1842, and it was demolished in 1890. What was it? a giant Egyptian-like reservoir in, I forget where this was, New York City. Yeah. Giant water reservoir. Did you know about this? That was news to me. And then it says, and right next to it, they built this. See? And then tore it all down. Because that makes sense. All right. I just saw something go by. Ewan just showed up here. Is that how you say that? Hope I said it right. Iwan, you're late, but it's okay as long as you don't feel turdy.
I don't feel turdy. I don't feel turdy.
I got Joe too. So, all right. Let's see. Where are we at here? Okay. Where are we at here? Gotta go back down. And clickety click. Okay. New York City, the way it used to look. I mean, there's a few more people here, but still not enough people to house all these buildings, apartments or offices or whatever these things are supposed to be. I mean, look at the size of the columns on these things next to the people. The size of these columns, these doorways. For what team? Okay. There you go, 1850, St. Petersburg, Russia. There's nobody there but this one family. And what are these? And why do these bottom windows here seem to go into the ground? Almost like these buildings are even bigger and these are just the tops and what's left over. There's nobody there except this one family, whoever they are. Paris, France in 1869. I mean, there was photos of this in 2020 when they did that ridiculous lockdown on us. And you could find cities like this. But what's the explanation for having such monstrous buildings everywhere? And of course, Osiris's member right there for no one. There's like maybe 4 people, 5 people, and this guy. Where is everyone? Is it a national holiday or something? What's going on? All right. And how do you forget a pyramid? They dug this out and found this. So when people say, well, where's your proof that we're in a little season? Well, a huge chunk of our history is missing. The 1,000-year reign of Christ, I believe, is what they call the Dark Ages. It's about the same amount of time. And nothing went down in the world at that time until the Renaissance. And yet, how did you forget there was a pyramid here? I mean, at some point, people were just walking by this and then forgot it was there, and then it just got covered up by nature. That's the story. You look at things like these, and they tell you this is a temple to pray. Again, look at the size of the people compared to this. And so in 1838, they were doing this with hand chisels and horses, according to the flat earthers and other people. It doesn't make any sense. And so how can I prove that we're not prove, but, oh, this is interesting. Look, same building, but they're different denominations inside. Because that's the thing. They want us to fight and think that this is 3 separate things when they're all connected. I mean, all of them start in the original, in the Bible. They all start from the same religious text, and then they branch out from there. It all comes back to the same book. And you can see these temples are made all over the world the same. But when you get into, I think it's this picture here. Yeah. So destruction somehow came across the earth. Once, twice, multiple times. There was a great flood that everyone seems to agree on. After that, there's discussion. But when I look at this, as God says in Revelation, things will melt like wax. And this is melted like wax. What happened to that is God's judgment. When? I can't tell you, but that's what I can see. Because there's no thing on earth that we know of right now that has the ability to melt stone, brick, in the way that we see. I mean, totally look like he says in this, cathedrals that have been melted down. I mean, they look just like those other ones I was showing. Look at that. Look just like those other things I was showing you. You know, there's areas that God says that he's going to do a smackdown on it, that nothing will ever grow there or live there, you know? And so there's areas of the desert that match up with that perfectly. But that's what I see. When were these built? We don't know. But at some point, some of them got destroyed like this. And when did that happen? We don't know. But what I can tell you is God mentions that he's going to do this, and then it looks like it was done. And so we're living in such an area of deception, we don't even know what time frame we're in. For those of us that actually believe in the Bible, there's so many, because that's what the church dogma teaches, is that Revelation is on its way, and there's people that are waiting for the rapture. Rapture is not biblical. It's definitely not Jesus-like. And the Revelation not happening, I mean, Jesus says he's going to come back in that generation. And so he came back. They did Revelation. The 1,000-year reign of Christ happened. And now we're the left behinds. Because there's got to be somebody at the very end of the book for Satan to deceive. There's people there. Who are these people? Why can't we be these people? Why do we have to insist on being the special children that are going to see the Revelation and all that? Meanwhile, explain to me how bricks get melted away, but the mortar stays. Isn't that one interesting? I can't explain it. I'm just showing you the pictures. Unless there's some way that you can like pry bricks out of mortar, maybe, and not destroy it. I just thought that was an interesting picture. But if there has to be somebody at the end of the book, why can't we be those people? Somebody's got to be deceived. And wouldn't a deception of the devil be you don't know where you are in the timeline? And for those of you keeping track, I believe a lot of our mountains and big things that we see were melted structures at some point. But there were giant trees. God says so. And I believe they were removed, and possibly to keep the Nephilim giants from climbing onto them during the original flood. There's stories about angels cutting down giant trees. These are giant trees. I can't prove it. You can't prove it either. But that's what I see. I see tree stumps. I'll forever believe that the Devil's Tower is a tree stump. And I also find it interesting. Here's another fun fact. Why is everything in our timeline named after the devil and Satan? There's Devil's Tower. Where's God's Tower? Maybe there is one, but I haven't heard of it. Just like there's the Devil's Fist. You can tell me that was a building? This is a hand. Well, that's a bad example of it. Let me go back. Look at this. That looks like a hand. Now, is it a fossilized hand of a giant? I don't know, maybe. Is it some giant statue? But to me, that looks like a hand. They even call it the Devil's Fist. So we got Devil's Tower, Devil's Fist. I mean, it's just more confirmation to me of the time that we're in. You know, we're in Satan's little season. And he's showing you by naming everything after himself, including the Statue of Liberty, which basically is a depiction of him with his foot loosened with a chain. Okay, so enough of that. What's this? Okay, that one. That one. That one. All right. We're almost done here. What's that doing? No, still the same. Yeah, none of them want to talk about it. And honestly, I'm not here to beat up the rapture people. There's people believe in it. I've done multiple videos and stuff on it, but the thing is it's not biblical. There's like 2 passages that they kind of skew into that. But the other thing, Jesus says that we're going to go through tribulations. He says everyone's due to, die once. Even Adam died, the first man. There's only been, 2, maybe 3 people in the whole Bible that didn't see death. And they were raptured up. But that's not what's told that's going to happen for us. We're supposed to rejoice in tribulation. We're supposed to accept that that's part of our task here. Why would you want to be excited if revelation is on its tribulation is happening? Oh, coffee. Thank you. Why would you be excited that if revelation is happening and just havoc is going to come across the earth? Why would you be excited to get out of here? You don't care about your family and your friends or anyone you care about left behind. You're so excited that you're going to get out of here. Screw them. I'm going home. That's not the teaching, at least not the way I see it. It's not the teaching. Yeah, we're waiting for the final judgment. We're waiting for return of our Savior. And until then, we're not supposed to sit in fear. We're not supposed to look forward to the moment when trouble happens to the earth. We're supposed to be, I believe, we're supposed to be here. The reason our eyes are woken to this is we're supposed to be here for the people that don't understand what's happening and maybe don't want to listen to the things we're saying because they sound scary. A lot of people that want to be raptured because they're afraid of what's going to happen. But that's the thing. That's the moment you've got to get deeper in your faith. You've got to hold on as tight as you can to God and say, help me through this. Protect me through this. Because you can be in it and still have protection from God. That's the beautiful thing about it. You shouldn't be excited to get out of here. You should be excited for God's return. But he's with you right now. Are you talking to him? Are you reading the Bible? Are you doing anything spiritual to make that connection? Are you reaching out to him? That's all you have to do. That's it. And you're going to find such peace. I can't even explain it to you. Obviously, listen to me talk. Okay, a few more here. Let's hit these. This one. So the new ATM machines in America with the mark of the beast scanner. So there you go. Which part of the 5D chess is Trump playing by instituting digital ID? I'm just curious.
Okay, so here we have the new ATMs here at UVA Credit Union in Berkmar, Charlottesville, Virginia. Looks like they're made by Hillsong with a thing that looks kind of like the buildings there in Wuhan, China. This looks like a bar to possibly scan your license plate or your vehicle. Down here we have ID card scan, I assume, for vaccination cards. Over here we have a palm vein scan, which looks like possible microchips. And so what they're going to do is they're going to require mandatory vaccinations for all Americans and all of your children. And if you do not, comply with them, then they're not going to allow you to have access to your money. They will take your children. You will not have any kind of benefits, but they will give you the option to opt out, to give you free will to make it your own choice.
So it's already starting. The facial recognition cameras and the Ring doorbells and ATM machines with digital ID places and so forth. It's just a matter of when they implement it and how long before it all gets online. But the system's there, and What is the system? The system is what I feel is the beginning of the beast system we're watching. And why won't this pause? Weird. Won't pause. It's the beginning of the beast system. Because once again, here you've got it's all these things, fake space, evolution. These are all just to hide the existence of God. These are all just to keep you in the lives of the earth or the world that we're in, and not question the narrative like we've just been doing all night. You know, who built these buildings? How'd they get destroyed? Why is there no evolution in some of these creatures? I mean, take monkeys, not the ones full of Hep C and what's the other thing? Hep C, COVID, and herpes. Don't take that monkey, but take monkeys. How come some monkeys evolved into humans and my ancestors became human, and other monkeys are still monkeys? Were they the left behinds, or did they not know how to do evolution? The lies don't make any sense. And again, don't get me started on evolution because I did a whole show on it. This is annoying. It keeps repeating and it's not pausing. I did a whole show on evolution, and there's certain evolutionary animals. They left the comforts of the water pond where all their food was. They grew lazy, got out on the land, and like, hey, we'll live here. And then they went, nah, I like it better in the water. And they turned around and they went back into the water and they became dolphins and whales. Now, I wish that nonsense I had just made it up, but that's actually that's science. That's what happened, if you believe it. Yeah, we all have to stop asking questions. That's what they want. Absolutely. Yeah. The Kool-Aid era, or it should be Powerade, right? Isn't that what they drink at Jim Jones? So, and yeah, where are the flying cars? But I've seen drivers on the road. I think flying cars, there's no way where they're going to let us be responsible for that. So, Destination Kingdom CBM. Where's that? Where's that? Let's see. Here he is. Yeah. I thought I had you, but I don't see. Oh, there you go.
Party buzz is everywhere.
All right. Let's see. Your mother my mother-in-law likes you, Connor. Just so you know. Whales are ancient cows. Well, then what's the sea cow? Huh? Okay. Ooga. Yeah, there are flying cars. People driving high, says Bell. True that. So, okay. All right. What do we have left in here? Get rid of that one. Oh, just for those of you playing along, let's see. We'll put it in here. Let's see. Where is it? 3.9. Do to what's that? Can you milk a whale? Who's asking that? I didn't. Oh, I don't know. Okay. Let's read along here really fast. We'll go clickety click. Can you milk a cat? What's going on with my audience, Jeannie? Here we go. We got, oops, no, where is it? Revelation 3, 8-10. I know thy works. Behold, I have set before thee an open door, no man can shut it, for thou hast a little strength and hast kept my word, has not denied my name. Behold, I will make them the synagogue of Satan, which say they are and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them come and worship before thy feet to know that I have loved thee. So, right there, he says, I will make them the synagogue of Satan, which say they are the, right? Oh, look at this. Anton LaVey, the founder of the Church of Satan, was that. He was born as Howard Stanton Levy on April 11th, 1930, to the family. What do you think of that? Predicted in the Bible. And you can look up all these. I've shown this before. This is all written about in the Bible and what is said about this. Now, make no mistake, there are people like myself that was born and raised in that. And but I'm not part of this anymore because I know that Jesus is the truth, the way, and the life. And I know that these people are still waiting for the Messiah. And if you read the Talmud, they say that our Savior, I think they say Mary was a whore, and our Savior is a liar, and he's burning in excrement right now in hell. I don't know how Turning Point USA is like latching on to these beliefs if they're this Christian company. But once again, you can see the symbolism everywhere of the little season. Nobody's doing shows for the name of God. They're all doing this satanic symbolism, all this one-eyed stuff, and pledging their allegiance in the bloodbaths. It's right there in our face. All you have to do is just look. You know, it's not one of them or some of them. It's everyone. So, and this gal they say looks just like was it Taylor Swift? So, but it's just well, that's what some people say. It is Taylor Swift. And then here's Bob Dylan telling you straight up,
I'm a devil worshiper. What are you talking about?
Why do you still do it? Why are you still out here?
Well, it goes back to the destiny thing. I made a bargain with it, a long time ago, and I'm holding up my end.
What was your bargain?
To get where I am now.
Should I ask who you made the bargain with?
with the chief commander.
On this earth?
And this earth, and then in a world we can't see.
And he doesn't go over that with him. He doesn't like, hey, could you explain what you mean there? They just dismiss it. And we write it off to, oh, he's just being goofy. He's just an artist. But no, they tell you straight up, this is a spiritual battle. The whole reason there's actually anyone watching Ceiling Fan Man right now is because I've woken up to a spiritual battle that we're in. And the only way through the psyop that we live in is getting faith. And try not to fight this. Look into it. I'm not religious. I'm not going to beat you over the head to be religious. I'm just going to tell you, if you are somebody that likes to research, start looking into the Bible. It's pretty fascinating. Oh, it was written by men. It was corrupted by King James, and there's a translation laws. God has a way of getting his word through it. It doesn't matter, because he got through to me, and I was a poor little Jewish kid. Well, middle class Jewish kid. I had to go to the Hebrew school. I had to learn another language. I had to get bar mitzvah. I had to read the Torah, and God woke up my eyes 40 years later, something like that. So if he can do it to me, he can do it to you. And you don't have to become religious. You don't have to join a church. You just have to understand what we're living through. It's the most amazing time in the world, but at the same time, it's very taxing. It's mentally, because it's not something that any of us were prepared for. We just thought we were going to live our lives and be fruitful and multiply and be done, And it turns out, no, there's a battle for our souls are going on right now, and most people don't even realize it or don't want to hear about it. And so I'm just one of the people put here, hopefully through humor, to go over the ridiculousness of what's going on in the world and to help you get through the times that we're in. And if you haven't seen my Not It video, I'll play it right now. There's about 4 minutes of it. But I wanted to end with a little humor. And so hopefully this is a little humor.
All satellites operative, Captain.
To whom it may concern, I did not have anything to do with Charlie Kirk's untimely demise.
Hey man, what are you doing?
What? Oh, I'm writing my my I didn't do it letter about the shooting of Charlie Kirk.
You're typing a letter?
Well, I thought everyone had to do it. I mean, Netanyahu, he did like 3 of them already, right?
This is insane. It is false. It is outrageous.
And so I just feel it'd be awkward if like no one else does it and he's the only one. So I figure we all have to do it. So I'm currently writing mine.
Man, they already caught the killer.
What do you mean they already got the killer?
Oh yeah. Yeah, see, it was this kid. And he drove like 2.5 hours away, and I think he had the rifle, like he had a long rifle in his pants, and he walked up, and he climbed up on a building, and he changed his clothes, and then he assembled the rifle, and they took this crazy shot, and took out Charlie Kirk, and he's the man who still though stopped the bullet, saved everyone, so he is a real hero.
Wait, what?
And then of course he changed his clothes again, like a Cher concert, and then he disassembled the rifle with the screwdriver he brought, and he left that on the roof, and then he climbed down off the roof with, I don't know where the rifle was, fit in a backpack that didn't even look like it could fit in, but he got down, and then he reassembled the rifle for some unknown reason and wrapped it in a towel and left it on the side of a ditch, and then he went online and he started talking to his friend at home and telling him everything and how he did it, and then of course he stopped off, got Dairy Queen, and then they caught him because his dad turned him in for $1 million. That's the story.
I don't know. There are a lot of holes in that story.
Nah, man, you're all wrong. It was a complete psyop. It was all fake, done with smoke and mirrors and AI.
You're talking about psyop.
What?
For what purpose?
Let me tell you something. Chair goes through the table. It was all AI generated. There's no blood splatter going anywhere. The exit wound's an entry wound. The shadows are disappearing. It's all fake. It was all staged. None of it was real. There's no blood. There was no crime scene tape. They destroyed the evidence. No autopsy. The whole thing was a psyop, just so they don't release the files.
What files?
Well, the Amelia Earhart files, of course, you idiot.
Oh, Amelia Earhart? Well, yeah, who doesn't want to see those?
I want to hear about that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But it doesn't matter, because I'm going to get raptured any minute now. There's a guy in South Africa, he said it's going to happen just any day, so I'm ready.
Well, that already happened, dude.
What are you talking about? Yeah, man, the rapture already happened.
Yeah, that was like 2 weeks ago or so. Nothing happened.
Are you serious?
Well, I guess. I was left behind. You were left behind.
I got left behind.
Yeah, we're all left behind.
I quit my job. I gave away my truck. Oh, man. Can I borrow $20?
Well, you know what? I'll ask President Trump to release the files. President Trump, or is it King? Either one. Please release all of the files on Amelia Earhart immediately. P.S. Did O.J. really do it?
No, I didn't. Nope.
Satellite tracking continues.
Look who I have. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate all the laughs. Get him, kitty. Get him. All right, you. I don't know if Ryan's still here, but there you go. Proof that the Black Panther's still here. Oh, there she goes. Okay. So, wow. You like that? And I saw somebody once a repeat of the 7 Churches video, so I'll have to do that one. But maybe another night. I don't want to play a bunch of clips for y'all here. I think that's up on my channel still. You can look for that there too. So, okay. So, yeah, she is beautiful. That's the black cat you wanted to see for Halloween. So, It looks like TJ Trusty is here, so good to see you, TJ. Although I believe that would make you seriously tardy.
I don't feel tardy.
All right. So, all right. Having said that, I think that's a good 2 hours of show. A little bit of lecture here and there, and some funniness, and hope you all enjoyed it. God willing, by next week, hopefully I'll have a computer system set up that works. But I feel tonight worked. I was greatly pleased and shocked that we had no issues tonight. So thank you, God, for that. And let's do this again real soon, okay? I do love the fact that you show up here and you say the wonderful things in the chat. And I go back and I check out the chats and the comments. And don't forget to email me, ceilingfanman2020@gmail.com, and write to me, and I'll answer you. And I love hearing from you all. So thank you again for being here. You're just such a wonderful thing that I can do these presentations and people want to come and listen. And so I guess let's end the night with a prayer out to God. And dear Father, please continue to watch over us through these times. Help us when we find ourselves unable to take one more piece of information that seems like it's crushing us. Help us, pick us up, dust us off, hold us, cradle us in your arms if needed. I mean, we're finding ourselves in a time that we truly don't understand, and sometimes it feels crushing. And yet, if you open your eyes and you look around, you can see God's work all around you. There's such beauty out there. He laid it all out there for all of us, and all we have to do is to open our eyes and to see the wonderful beauty that surrounds us in nature, and the blessings we get if we do have moments with our friends and family, and how wonderful that feels. And we thank you, Lord, for all of these blessings, and even the ones that we don't notice or maybe don't think about until years later. And you were there for us and we didn't even know it. And I can't thank you enough on my own, Father, that you allow me to be a vessel to be able to talk to people and hopefully help others through these times, and spread your message farther than I could just if I yell out my porch, which kind of scares the neighbors sometimes. So thank you for this, and thank you for my sense of humor, because I know you're hilarious. Otherwise, we couldn't be funny too. And I thank you for all these blessings, and even the things that I didn't even realize that you were doing for me at a time when I did not know you. And thank you for waiting for me, because people talk about your wrath, but that's a correction. But people don't talk about your love and your patience. And for the people that wonder, why is God not punishing the sinners? Just remember, we've all sinned, and he was patient with us. And so we need to be patient with him and know that he has a plan, even if we don't understand it. And so if we can't make it on our own, please reach out to him, ask for his help. We need your guidance now, Father. We need your comfort, and we need your protection from whatever the devil wants to send at us. We ask that you right now bind and cast away all evil coming at anybody of anyone of faith. Please bind and cast them away, including anything from the devil or Satan himself. Bind it and cast it away. Protect us through your love. Protect us with the blood of Christ. We thank you for all of our blessings, and we look forward to the wonderful days ahead to come. We thank you in Jesus' name. Amen. That felt like I kind of rambled there, but that's the way they go sometimes. So, well, thank you everyone for being here. God bless you. It makes me speechless. It really does. And I'm having trouble figuring the next word to come out. But again, I want to appreciate everyone that's here, and I'll watch it later. You mean so much to me. That's the whole reason I do it, and I'll continue to do it as long as God puts this in my heart. So thank you again. Let's do this again. Same bad time, same bad channel next week. Lord willing, we'll have hopefully a new system to talk on, and we can run the show a little bit better. But I think by God's grace, we did well tonight. So thank you again, and we'll see you soon. Have a wonderful. Oh, you got this guy with the knife in his
Class is dismissed.
Phew, almost forgot that. All right. Now you get the outro. Thank you again for being here. God bless you all. Take care. Good night.
I'm the satellite.
$500 years ago, everybody knew the Earth was flat.
Satellite transfer complete.